Alrighty guys, so we're going to break down Palantir stock in this video, the charts. I want to do an update on what's been going on today, what happened yesterday, and what we're looking forward to here on the charts as earnings are coming up pretty soon here. So hit that like button, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs in this year, and I think we're like 3 or 4 followers away from 1,000 followers on X, so make sure you guys go follow me on there at Stocks Talk Stocks. That's linked down below. And with that being said, guys, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So it's currently about 1:30 p.m. on the East Coast, and we have all the indexes, well, kind of all over the place today. The Dow's down 0.4%, the Russell's down 0.6, 0.7, as we have the NASDAQ up, let's see, about 0.1, and the S&P is pretty much at break even as the VIX is down 2.5%, and we have the metals up a little bit, gold's up 0.2, and we have silver up 0.8%. Looks like it's down about 37 cents. It's at $17.23 per share right now on the day. So let's break down these charts, what's been going on. So yesterday, first of all, guys, we had a ridiculous move on Palantir. More in the beginning of the day, in the pre-market really is where it started. You guys can see here Palantir in the pre-market right above my head here. It was at about 17, 10, 15, 20-ish. Then it started ripping towards 1750 by open. Then when the markets open, we took off all the way to about 1805 by 9:35. So in the first 5 minutes, we got to 1805. Then we ended up uptrending up to about 1835 is where we peaked out on the day yesterday, which was a move from the pre-market low to 1835 of 7%. And since that point, we sold off a bit, which now is bleeding into today. So we sold off yesterday for the rest of the day pretty much after that big move. And now again, it is bleeding into today. You guys can see on the intraday where we've been under the moving averages. We have a death cross and we've been making lower lows, lower highs pretty much all day here on Palantir. But on the 5-day, 5-minute, if I pull this up, you guys can see we're still clearly in I wouldn't say the most beautiful looking uptrend, but we're still above the highs from a couple of trading days ago, being about 16.85, 17 bucks. And we're still at a point where you could argue the bulls are in charge, even though we do have a death cross right now and we're slightly under the moving averages on the 5-day. I would still argue bulls could come in this window right here. You guys can see again 1685, 17. That's a big spot coming up for support. Big support here on Palantir, at least on this 5-day, 5-minute chart. And on the 10-day chart, if I pull this up, you guys can see with that move to 1835 yesterday, which again, that was a big move. We hit a fresh high on this 10-day chart, and we clearly took out the highs from the past couple of weeks. So the fact that we did break out yesterday morning, that was great overall for the bulls here. As now you can see, if I draw this out, excuse me, on this 10-day, 30-minute, you can see how much 17 was resistance. And the fact that we broke out of it, now we're pulling back down to it, that's a good sign. And we'll see if we do get buyers to come in, 16.75, 17 bucks. That's a big spot here on the 30-minute chart. It's right by the 180 SMA. So keep your eyes on that when it comes to Palantir on the 30-minute chart, 20-minute chart, or 20-day chart, 1-hour time frame. Looks like here we still have a golden cross. We're above the moving averages. And now it looks like we're getting pretty close to that 50 SMA being at about 17 bucks, which makes 17 bucks even more prominent. So I'm telling you guys, keep your eyes on this dip on Palantir stock here. This could be a nice opportunity. I'm not saying for sure, obviously, to go buy. Nothing's guaranteed. I'm personally not in this myself, even full disclosure right now, but I'm eyeing it up in this window between 16.75 to 17 bucks. We'll see what it does there. And on the 4-hour chart, let me show you this, guys. Which, by the way, we have earnings coming up, which we covered recently. We have earnings coming up on the 5th of February, which is about 12 days away. from now, give or take a couple days. And we can see as we're getting into earnings, we are starting to see some bullish momentum like we covered on those smaller time frames. And here on the 4-hour chart, you guys can see we are clearly holding an uptrend still. And the fact that we got a bounce off 1550 a couple of weeks ago towards the 16s, now towards the 17s, that's a really good sign. We're holding the bottom of this channel, and we're starting to maybe break out. We're getting there, guys, potentially, as now we're wrestling with the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart here after slightly breaking above it yesterday, as again we got to 1830. Now we're getting slightly back under the 180 SMA. So let's see if we could break past it here. I'm going to set my alert. I'll put multiple alerts. One at 1750. Let me do that now. Mark is at or above 1750, and I'll do another one at mark is at or below 17, just in case we do slip under 17. Might as well put another one at $18 per share as well. Let me do that. Mark is at or above 18. There we go. So this, to me, guys, is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good for the bulls heading into earnings. And to really get the breakout here on the 4-hour chart, we're going to have to get above 18, preferably 19. And we'll see if it, if it happens, guys. Time will tell. My alerts are set. Again, 17, 1750. And $18. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And let me come here to the indexes quickly. Looks like we are getting a bit of a hit on the Russell. The bulls are getting their faces stomped in a little bit today, guys. Looks like it's down 0.6% on the day after hitting in the morning, believe it or not, 2,000 points. So actually, I take back what I said. Sure, it is down a bit, but I wouldn't necessarily consider the bulls getting their face stomped in right now, considering the fact that we gapped up pretty big time this morning. We took out 2,000. We took out the highs from yesterday as well. And on the 4-hour chart, let me pull this up. You guys can see now we're testing the highs from back in July, early August, end of July, where we hit 2,000 points. So I think that's a good sign for the bulls. The fact that we gapped up this morning, took out the highs from yesterday. Now we're breaking past the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart here. So Russell 2000, even though it's down a little bit right now, I would still say this morning's gap up was really good for the bulls. And let's see what else. Triple Q's pretty flat. Not much to say there. This is just consolidating pretty much after yesterday's all-time high, which we hit another, all-time high the day before yesterday. So Triple Q kind of just cooling off. Makes sense to me. SPY, same thing. Pretty much at break even after hitting all-time highs yesterday. And we have the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 0.4% after, you guessed it, hitting all-time highs yesterday. We hit 38.1. Now we're at 37,860. So we are down a little bit, but hey, that's after hitting all-time highs. So yeah, man, markets are kind of cooling off a bit, but that's after a much, it's much needed after we had such a big gain in the past couple of days. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, we'll make more content today and throughout the week, so subscribe. We're almost at 35,000 subs. Then, of course, the main goal is 50,000 for this year, so make sure to subscribe, and you might as well get your free stocks for Moomoo, up to 15 stocks, each up to $2,000. Fund your account at least $100 using that link down below. You get 5 stocks, and fund it with at least $1,000. You get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks, each up to $2,000, guys. So get on it. Use that link down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video.